There are many places in the United States which are declared haunted or cursed. Many of them are often connected to death, murders, suicides, serial killers, and strange happenings. But very few have all those things sealed in the walls of just one building. This one building is called the Cecil Hotel. With hundreds of unexplained or mysterious deaths documented in or around the property, the building earned its nickname the Suicide. The hotel holds many secrets, but the one we are interested in is one of the biggest mysteries of the 21st century. This is the story of Elisa Lam. Elisa Lam was a 20-year-old student from Canada who decided to take a break from school and travel to the US for a West Coast trip. In January, she checked in the Cecil Hotel as she planned to stay until the beginning of February. She was last seen on the last day of January. Weeks later, she was found dead in one of the hotel's water tanks. Nobody knows how or why she got there to this day, and her death was described as an accident. All kinds of conspiracy theories surround the case for almost a decade now, without any of them giving a clear answer. To find and give a reasonable answer, we must start with the moment she arrived in Los Angeles. Elisa arrived on January 28th and checked in the Cecil. She booked herself into a shared room on the 5th floor. On January 31st, the hotel staff were asked to move Elisa to a private room on the same floor, after her two roommates complained about her acting paranoid and strange. Later that day, Elisa went shopping at the Last Bookstore in downtown LA, where she had a brief conversation with the manager of the store and the man who was also at the store that day. When interviewed after the accident, the manager described Elisa as outgoing and friendly. The other person, however, described her as overly communicative during and after their conversation and very open for a stranger. The man felt uncomfortable, and it wouldn't have been hard for someone to take advantage over her vulnerable behavior. Elisa called her parents regularly throughout the trip, as she did on the 31st of January. This was the last time she spoke with her parents. According to the released information about the case, she was supposed to check out on February 1st, but she never did. Her family decided to notify the police and flew to LA to help with the investigation. On 6th of February, the LAPD released details about the disappearance, and the next day a press conference was held. The following week, without much information about what really happened, the LAPD released the video footage from one of the Cecil's elevators recorded on 1st of February, the last known sighting of Elisa Lam. The video shows Elisa trying to start the elevator numerous times unsuccessfully, then steps out and starts what seems like talking and gesturing to someone off camera. A week later, on 19th of February, Santiago Lopez, a hotel maintenance worker, found Lam's naked body in one of the 4 water tanks located on the roof, after hotel guests complained about low water pressure and strange taste. Police dogs had previously searched the roof area shortly after the disappearance and didn't find any trace of her. Lam's parents revealed that she had been diagnosed with depression and bipolar disorder, which led to the theory that Elisa had been experiencing hallucinations and paranoia at the time of her death, a theory that couldn't be backed up without further evidence. On 21st of February, the Los Angeles Medical Department issued a finding of accidental drowning, with bipolar disorder being the significant factor. The full report was released in June. The report states that she was found naked. Clothes that matched the ones from the video were found in the water, as well as her watch and room key. Elisa's phone was never found. It's assumed to have been stolen or lost at some time before the accident. Lam's body was found decomposed and bloated. There was no evidence of physical trauma, suicide or sexual assault. Rape kit was also collected, but with negative results. The toxicology report showed traces of non-prescription drugs such as Sinotab and ibuprofen. Very small quantity of alcohol was present, but with no other recreational drugs. The concentration of her prescription drugs in her system indicated that she was under-medicating or had stopped taking her medications recently. Despite the death being classified as an accidental drowning, other doctors believe there are inconsistencies in this theory, as most drowning victims are found face down with large amounts of liquid in their lungs. Elisa was found face up and there was no water in her lungs or stomach. Post-immersion syndrome, or the so-called dry drowning, is still a possibility in this type of accidents, but with the current evidence presented, it cannot be determined whether it was an accident or not. We continue with the video taken from the elevator on the 14th floor, which drew worldwide interest due to Lam's strange behavior, and has been extensively analyzed and discussed. Cody Fry, a YouTuber who claims the video has been edited, created a side-by-side comparison with the original video and the sped-up version to prove his theory. He believes that the original video has been cut off in order important evidence to be hidden and been slowed down at points to make her movements appear more strange. He also claims that the whole minute of the video has been removed and slowed down in order to stretch the already covered timestamp back to its original length. We cannot be certain if the reason for her strange behavior was someone threatening her life or her being off medication. The video looks in fact edited after watching the explaining by Cody Fry. We also wanted to address the theories about the elevator door not closing after she presses the buttons. After doing some research and watching the footage several times, we concluded that either she pressed the hall door button or the elevator malfunctioned after pressing so many buttons. There is also the possibility that there is someone close to the elevator door, which might be the reason why the doors couldn't close. Police investigators later revealed that there was a second surveillance video where Elisa was seen walking with two men carrying a box. Before the men left, they gave the box to Elisa, never to be seen on camera again. The police found the box in Lam's belongings and traced it back to the Last Bookstore. The two men were at the store at that time and happened to offer her their help and carry the box for her, according to a Redditor who claims to know one of them. In court documents, the hotel employee Santiago Lopez, who found the body of Elisa Lam, explained that the hatch to the main water tank was open, which made him check the tanks. Police had checked the roof during their investigation, but did not consider checking the tanks. The sniffer dogs picked up Lam's traces on a window leading to a fire escape. Once outside, however, the dogs lost the scent. Pedro Tovar, the Cecil's chief engineer, noted that there are 4 ways to get on the roof. 3 fire escapes which can be accessed from the inside and 1 staircase from the 14th floor, the floor where Elisa was seen on the elevator video. Alarm will be triggered if someone attempts to open the door to the roof, and only the hotel employees will be able to turn it off, which might point to the fire escapes as the only answer to how she got to the roof. It's important to mention that a month after the tragedy, a YouTuber named K Tang visited the Cecil and made a video on how to reach the rooftop undetected. He quietly climbed to the top using the fire escape without being noticed by the employees of the hotel. Surprisingly, 2 out of the 4 water tanks were left open that day. When interviewed by investigators, the sister of Elisa Lam said that she had manic episodes before, similar to her strange behavior in the surveillance video, and even was hospitalized on one occasion. This certainly brings clarity to the investigation and explains somewhat Lam's behavior. Given all the facts presented, we do not believe that foul play was involved, because it would be almost impossible to carry a dead or unconscious person through a tight space and then on a ladder without bruising or hurting the body in some way before throwing them in the tank, which evidence obviously rules out. Having an easy access to the roof and having numerous options to reach it, while also supposedly having a manic episode due to under-medicating, makes accidental drowning look like the only realistic possibility. Why she decided to get in there is a question that will probably never be answered. In a world filled with unsolved mysteries and true crime TV shows, we always look for the unexplained and thrilling, even in places where the answer is obvious. The hotel's rich history of violence, suicides, and murders played probably the biggest part as to why so many people wanted to believe in the conspiracy theories and ghost stories. Although many thought that this case was either connected to a gruesome murder or even paranormal events, the answer to how Elisa Lam died might be rather simple. Her Tumblr account is evident that she had a fascination for rooftop views. Maybe her plan wasn't killing herself as many professionals state. Maybe she was running for something or someone that existed only in her head. Maybe she was just running from the harsh reality of her life. We will probably never know. What we can do is pay our condolences and move on from conspiracies, because sometimes the truth is rather simple. Thank you for watching, and until the next time.